With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Caitlin Clark hadn't even laced up for a WNBA tip-off, yet she'd already shattered the league's glass ceiling. No rookie in WNBA history has ever drawn this kind of money, this kind of spotlight, or this kind of fear. Turning Clark with a three on the way, and the first triple-double for our rookie Caitlin Clark has it. More in history for the Fever rookie. The records keep coming. Sponsors flooded in, networks begged for airtime, and the league practically bent its schedule just to ride her wave.
Have one more gift to go to the Caitlin Clark Foundation. So we want to end on that number 22.
But behind the welcome banners, jealous stares, cold shoulders, and whispers from players who feel she hasn't earned it.
Our guard can shoot it from anywhere, leading all rookies in points and assists, and the leader in fan voting for All-Star from the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark.
They say she's skipping the line, that her dark brown hair, Midwest smile, and NCAA hype machine gave her a shortcut the vets never had. While All-Stars like Areka, Chelsea, and Kelsey grinded for years to earn scraps, Clark was handed the crown before her first paycheck cleared. And that's why this story isn't just about hype. It's about a silent war inside the WNBA that's getting louder by the day.
76-71, Hawkeyes by 5. Ice, are you serious? Ice in the veins, Caitlin Clark.
Make no mistake, Caitlin's rise isn't just shaking up women's basketball, it's threatening the old order, the power structure, and every unspoken rule about who gets to shine. So, if you think this is just another sports story, buckle up. This is revolution in a jersey, and it's only getting started. Smash that subscribe button now, because by the end of this story, you'll never look at the WNBA the same again. The WNBA had 26 years to build this kind of momentum, and failed. Then Caitlin Clark showed up, and in one NCAA season, she did what the league's entire marketing department couldn't. Made America care. ESPN rerouted its cameras, celebrities flooded courtside, and even NBA legends started talking women's hoops again. Not because the league changed, but because she changed everything. Nike didn't wait. They threw her a reported $28 million deal, more than entire WNBA team payrolls combined. Gatorade, State Farm, Gainbridge, Buick, H&R Block, Topps, Fanatics. They didn't care that she was a rookie. She was a movement, and movements don't wait for gatekeepers.
And it literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. We have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
The veterans saw the deals stack up. They've spent years grinding in Russia and Turkey just to pay the bills. Now here's Clark, fresh out of college, becoming the face of women's basketball and the cash cow for everyone who once claimed women's sports don't sell. This wasn't just business, it felt like betrayal.
Better looking possessions of the day for Brazil. Here's Clark. Wow! Wnba from beyond the logo! And a little point out.
Let's get one thing straight. Caitlin didn't take anyone's spot. She created a new one. No player, not even Diana Taurasi, not Candace Parker, not Maya Moore, entered the league with this much leverage. Clark didn't beg for respect. She brought an army of fans and sponsors who forced the league to give it. That's what made the veterans nervous. She didn't ask for a seat at the table. She flipped the whole table over and brought her own. And that scares people who've spent their careers following rules that never worked. Caitlin isn't just a rookie, she's a disruptor.
Good awareness by Tina Charles, getting Ryan Howard a wide open shot. And wide open is Caitlin Clark, but she can't knock it down from up top. Tries it again from a different spot. That one connects.
And that's why the criticism came fast. She hasn't earned it. One good season and she's a legend. But what they're really saying is, we weren't ready to be replaced. The league may love the attention, but in the locker rooms, there's tension. Because for the first time ever, a rookie has more power than the league's biggest names. And everybody knows it.
Caitlin is just a rookie in the WNBA. Wasn't playing bad, but wasn't playing like she's playing now. If we had to do it all over again, the way that she's playing, she would be in really high consideration of making the team because she is playing head.
Let's not sugarcoat it. Caitlin Clark getting iced out of the Team USA roster was a straight-up insult. The WNBA's biggest draw, the rookie filling arenas, moving merch, and carrying the league spotlight, left off the Olympic stage. The excuse? Experience. But let's be honest, that was just a cover for ego. Some veterans didn't want her there. They saw her stardom as a threat to their legacy. And the backlash? Immediate. Ratings dropped, fans revolted, and social media went nuclear. Instead of a celebration of women's basketball, it turned into a public meltdown. The Olympic squad looked less like the nation's best and more like a petty clique. Jealousy was trending.
I'm excited for the girls that are on the team. I know it's the most competitive team in the world, and I know it could have gone either way of me being on the team, me not being on the team. So, I'm excited for them. I'm going to be rooting them on.
But Caitlin, she didn't post. She didn't rant. She just kept grinding. And in that silence, fans saw power. The message was clear. Team USA needed her more than she ever needed them. And the world saw the WNBA's biggest missed opportunity in decades. From the jump, something felt off. You could see it in the body language, the side eyes, the forced high fives. Some of Caitlin's own teammates didn't look thrilled to share the spotlight, especially veterans like Wnba, who spent years being ignored and suddenly found themselves playing second fiddle to a rookie. The jealousy wasn't subtle, it was sharp, cold, and camera-ready.
She misses one, now watch. She wants the ball back. Watch her body language.
And now Howard working against Harrison. Tough move.
Games became awkward. Players would pass up obvious assists, avoid celebrations, and cut Clark out of huddles like she was just another newbie, not the one packing arenas and saving their paychecks. Even Bonner, who came in with experience and leadership, quietly walked away mid-season. No farewell tour, no post-game tribute, just gone. Fans connected the dots fast. What should have been a Cinderella story turned into a Mean Girls sequel. Caitlin brought the crowd, the cash, and the cameras. But some teammates wanted her humbled, not helped. Instead of lifting her up, they iced her out. And for the first time, the WNBA's fake unity mask started to slip.
Capital One Arena, the official number, 20,711. It has now become the largest attended game in WNBA history.
Behind the smiles and pre-game handshakes, the veterans were rattled. Not because Caitlin was disrespectful, but because she made them irrelevant overnight. For years, players like Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner were the names that held it down. Now, they're barely trending while Clark owns every headline.
You just have somebody that wants to say a couple things really quick.
Hi, Coach Sides.
The league's leadership didn't help either. They posted Clark nonstop, highlights, endorsements, interviews. Meanwhile, players with 10-plus-year careers got pushed to the back like extras in their own movie. That wasn't just PR, that was a power shift. And some weren't having it. The post-game interviews turned icy. Subtle shade and pressers. Elbows a little higher. Screens a little harder. Caitlin walked into a league where the old guard wasn't ready to let go, but the spotlight had already chosen its new queen.
Watch when Caitlin Clark is trying to create some space. It looked like she just got hit in the eye there.
Ooh, and Marina Mabry. I missed that one, Idona.
The league talks about protecting players. But when Caitlin Clark got fouled like she wasn't even human, where was the outrage? Hard hits, cheap shots, players literally targeting her with flagrant fouls, and all the WNBA did was look the other way. If it were Brianna Stewart or Aja Wilson, there would have been fines, suspensions, public outrage.
Which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
Remember Kennedy Carter's blindside hip check? Angel Reese smirking after bumping her to the floor. DeJuan Carrington eye poking incident. And the list goes on. But instead of stepping in, the WNBA stayed silent, as if Caitlin deserved to be punished for being too popular. But this wasn't just about basketball. It was politics. Some fans and players didn't want Caitlin to succeed because she didn't come through the usual WNBA system. She didn't kiss the ring. She didn't play backup to the legends. She showed up and stole the show, and they punished her for it.
Clark, hammer. 3 Sky players coming over.
Game after game, the physicality crossed the line, and still, the ref swallowed the whistle. The league stayed silent, and fans started to notice a pattern. Caitlin gets hit harder, judged harsher, and treated colder than anyone else in the league. So much for sisterhood.
I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Let's be real. Angel Reese didn't just want to beat Caitlin on the court. She wanted to beat her off it too. In interviews on Twitter and press conferences, the energy was always the same. I'm the real star, not her. But stats don't lie, and neither do endorsements. Caitlin dominated in every category: views, fans, sales, and game impact. Yet somehow, Angel was always talking, always throwing shade, even when her own performance didn't back it up. Some said it was confidence, others saw it as bitterness dressed up as branding, and every time Reese doubled down, she looked smaller, not bigger.
Since the Marina Mabry trade, and she has stepped up her game in that opportunity. Caitlin Clark for 3, rattles it around for her first deep shot.
Meanwhile, Caitlin rarely clapped back. She let her game talk, and the numbers screamed. The more Angel barked, the more fans rallied behind Clark. What should have been a healthy rivalry turned into a one-sided obsession. And Angel didn't just lose the spotlight, she made Caitlin look like the humble one in comparison.
Another special honor has bounced Caitlin Clark's way. The WNBA rookie sensation is now the first athlete since Michael Jordan to have a signature basketball with Wilson Sporting Goods.
Caitlin Clark doesn't need a WNBA paycheck, not when she's raking in over $20 million in endorsements before playing a full rookie season. But here's the twist. The veterans who once doubted her, they now know she holds the keys to their future. Because Caitlin isn't just a rising star. She's a walking leverage machine. If she ever threatened to walk away, Nike would panic, Gatorade would scream, and the WNBA's fragile hype bubble would pop overnight. The veterans see that. They may not say it out loud, but they know. Caitlin's presence means more money, more deals, and more bargaining power for everyone. Suddenly, her existence makes the case for higher salaries impossible to ignore.
That was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this.
So now the whispers are growing louder. Pay us what she's worth. Not because they earn like her, but because she's finally shifting the power dynamic. Caitlin's success is their unspoken ticket. And whether they love her or not, every player knows. If the league's going to break the bank, it'll be because one rookie forced their hand without even asking.
Mitchell spinning, finding Clark. 5 to shoot. Clark lays it in. Tie game.
Jewel Lloyd in the hands by Horston.
What happened next felt like karma. Ticket sales dropped when Caitlin wasn't on the court. National attention dipped when she wasn't in the Olympic spotlight. Suddenly, networks and sponsors were panicking. Where's Caitlin? The league had gambled against its own star, and now the price was showing. Meanwhile, Caitlin kept giving her all to Indiana. No attitude, no diva behavior, just hustle, grit, and class. Fans saw it, brands saw it, and the public realized Caitlin Clark didn't need the Olympics to win hearts. The Olympics needed her.
During the game. All right. Here is Clark, splashing home a three.
Now whispers are growing louder. Did the WNBA shoot itself in the foot? Did Team USA sabotage their own gold chances by leaving out the most influential player on Earth? The league tried to clip her wings, but instead, they created a global icon who doesn't need their approval to soar. Before she even played a single professional game, Caitlin Clark had already made history. She shifted how people saw women's basketball. She crushed viewership records, sold out arenas, and brought millions of new eyes to a league that had been begging for attention. And she did it all without begging for approval.
Number one play of 2024. Is this the most memorable moment in Hawkeye history? Certainly got to be near the top of the list. February 15th, Caitlin needs 8 points to break the women's career scoring record. She comes out and tears that record to shreds. Took her all of...
The veterans may not like her. Some coaches might resent her. But Caitlin made the WNBA matter again. She forced a new conversation, exposed deep-rooted jealousy, and made it clear. You don't have to play politics to become powerful. And now, it's your turn to speak up. Was Caitlin Clark treated fairly? Was the Olympic snub personal? Drop a comment below and let the world hear your take. And if you're ready for more raw, unapologetic stories the league doesn't want you to hear, hit that subscribe button now. This channel's just getting started.